Are you guys ready to be that bitch? Of fucking course you are. Welcome to the show with real stories from women who choose their highest vision and they never looked back. That bitch didn't happen overnight, but she was always on her way. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited. Today I have a brilliant guest from across the fucking pond from the UK, Remi Gutteridge. She is coming on the That Bitch podcast. I'm super excited to share with you all of her moments that made her who she is. Her story is fucking incredible. Remi is a creative director, a brand strategist, and a founder of Disruptive Studios. She helps high-level female founders build brands that don't just look disruptive, but move people, drive revenue, and leave a lasting legacy. Over the last 8 years, she scaled 2 multiple six-figure businesses and helped women go from just another coach to the face of something respected, remembered, and in demand. Welcome, fucking Remi. I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. I was listening to that intro and I was thinking, is that me? I am that bitch.
Yeah, literally, you are that bitch. Oh my God, I love that you just said this. Yes. I love that you just said this. We'll probably get into that. The one thing that I want to kick us off with today is when I look at your story, where you were, what you've gone through, what you've been able to build. Like this bitch last year was hitting upwards of like 400,000 pound business in her brand that she has completely made from absolutely nothing. And literally you flew to the US. I don't even know how many fucking times last year.
A lot.
You became an international speaker last year. I got to witness you on fucking stage for the first time internationally. And when you think of your journey of becoming that bitch, of becoming this bitch, the one that you genuinely like, wait a minute, is that me? Like, it's really me. Where do you think your that bitch moments that completely changed the trajectory of your life, changed what was possible for you? Where do you think that existed in your life?
It was early last year. I think it was around February when I just decided to get out of my own way. And I decided that no one's coming to save you, no one is coming to help you. Like, you have to do this now. Because before that, I always thought I would do it next month, and I'll do it next month, and then another year went past, and another year went past, and I was watching all these people around me just speed up, and I thought, I know more than them, so why am I just standing in my own way? And it was just honestly an overnight thought that turned into what everyone sees today with Disrupt.
Totally. But okay, so I love this. And this is part of me being on this podcast when I interview people. I'm like, bitch, that ain't your that bitch moment. That was just like one of your that bitch moments that occurred on like the full spectrum. Like we have literally thousands of that bitch moments throughout our life that make us who we are. It's like every fucking decision. You know that I've talked about this before on this podcast, but you know the butterfly effect? Where it's like one fucking decision can change everything. Right? Like if you didn't do this, then this wouldn't have happened, then this wouldn't have happened, and this wouldn't have happened essentially. Right? So it's like, I look at your that bitch moments and I would say fucking, let's backtrack that quite a bit. Right? Like, because it wasn't just last year. I mean, you had been in business at that point, what, for how many years? Like 6 or 7?
6 or 7, yeah.
Right. And it's like, so you're that bitch moment deciding to even come online, deciding to build a personal brand, deciding that you were worthy of this, that you could do this in the first place, that had to have happened fucking years ago.
Oh, it happened. I think it happened when I came out the womb.
Oh, okay. So tell me a little bit about that.
I just generally should not have been employed by anyone. Like, I actually think back and I thought, I am probably the worst employee because I never wanted to be there. And it was always just this, every single job I landed in, which was like amazing, and the company's amazing. Anyone listening, you're amazing. It was just I just never was like fully happy. I was never settled. And I generally do think that some people are born onto this earth to be an entrepreneur, and that was me. And that's why I was never happy, because I wasn't meant to be there.
Yeah. So, okay. So like, I know we were just talking a little bit before we started recording, but it's like you were mentioning something about how like all of your friends went to uni. Look at me, my British accent. They went to uni. We would say that they went to college.
Yeah.
So like all of your friends went and walked the traditional path. Why didn't you follow that path?
Well, I thought I did. Like, I thought I thought I did. I thought I was going to, should I say. And I applied for all the unis because in the UK you've got to apply and hopefully you'll get your first. And I got all of them and I got every single 5 of them. And I sat one day and thought, do I actually want to go? And I applied to go for events and sports management. And then I thought about it and I thought, you know what? I'm actually only going for the nightlife and I don't need that degree. And I had just no idea what I wanted to do. And that was the only option. And I think that's where people don't have that bitch moment to stop and think about what do I want to do? And so they just end up going into uni 3, 4, 5 years later, so much debt. They come out, they still don't know what they want to do. I just had like such a wake up moment to think, I think I want to do something to do with creativity and design. And before you know it, I landed a really good internship, realized I did not need to have anything to do with a degree for that. And then just one thing spiraled to another thing, to another thing. And here we are. Oh, wait, well, I'm going to go here we are today. And then you're going to go, no, we're not. We're going back.
You know me so well, Remi. Well, yeah, because so like that's what I love here about this. It's like I look at this for me. I did follow a traditional path. I went to college because that's what everybody fucking did, right? Like it was just like everybody fucking goes to college. I guess I'm going to college. I went to college for the fucking wrong thing. Wasted so much time, wasted so much money, and in the same breath, I always say it's like the silver lining was that I met my fucking husband. Like if I didn't do that path, I would have never met him. Butterfly effect, right?
Maybe that's where I went wrong.
LOL. I love you. I love you. But then I look at it and it's like the truth is that like me going down that path is what put me in a position to have to learn business at 22 years old.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And it's like, so I guess in the long run, like I'm glad that I followed that path. But like for you, honestly, the fucking ovaries it takes to see all of your peers and friends. I'm sorry, I'm funny. I can't even help it. But like seriously, the ovaries that it takes to see all of your friends and peers, and I'm sure like having maybe even pressure from family to be like, this is the path, this is what people do, you should do that. The ovaries that it takes to actually say, I'm not going to fucking do that. I don't know what my next step is. I don't know where I'm going to land, but actually I trust this feeling inside of me. Like that is that bitch moment that most people will never actually give themselves.
No. And I feel like it still comes up today. So I still have comments, however many years later, I still have comments where people say, yeah, you should have gone to uni because it would have shown you what it is like to like live on your own from such a young age and get a degree and like submit all this coursework and maybe all these, I don't know, all these problems that are not even mine to deal with. And
Right.
I just think that in that moment, it wasn't even, I feel like fear was not even existing. Because I feel the passion inside of me was just so much stronger. And so I kind of led with that. And I didn't even second guess it. I mean, there was maybe tiny parts, but I still to this day just think I'm so glad I did that because I got to work. Honestly, the first job, so that internship was with this guy who is one of the best entrepreneurs in it, like in probably the UK and probably higher. So I got to sit so close to that to see what it was actually like. And
I didn't fucking know that.
I do now. Yeah, it's like he was honestly. So his job. Anyone in the UK, Peter Jones from like Dragon's Den, his job was to basically. You have sharks. Do you have sharks or something? Shark Tank.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the same thing. So that was one of the people on that was him. So his job was to literally hold all these different businesses, and it was one of his companies, but to still have like this entrepreneur that I got to see and got to witness and got to move with in a company. Don't get me wrong, I had no voice. I got spoken to quite like shit a lot of the time. Didn't speak up. Definitely was the little baby that got bossed around, but it was quite cool to be around.
Well, yeah, and it's like that. Honestly, you're just speaking to something even deeper. It's like what I'm hearing from you is that one, like you actually choosing to like follow what I would deem is like a soul path, right? Like something in you is literally saying, I'm not fucking doing that. I need to do something else.
Yeah.
Even choosing that, taking that risk, making that decision led to an internship that's like once in a lifetime experience. Like I don't know anybody that gets to say what you just said. So
Yeah.
like in that moment, and you know me, I'm very universal, woo woo, all the fucking way, but it's almost like when you choose that path, I always feel like God source universe rewards you for that.
Yeah,
It's like you
100%.
made, right? You made that decision. Let me give you this thing. It's
Yeah.
like, and I'm not here to qualify and quantify this. Anybody that's listening to this is like, oh my God, that's so fucking woo woo. I'm like, stop fucking listening then, because this is exactly who I
Yeah.
am. And this is what
Just
we
end the
talk
podcast
about,
now.
right?
Yeah. No,
Um,
honestly, I agree. I completely agree.
right. And then it's like that aspect though of, okay, so like you get in this situation, you're learning from this, and then I think you're speaking to an even deeper concept that you and I have talked about, and many people in my world have talked about, but it's like he was an expander for you,
Mm.
right? Like our brains and our fucking minds are so limited. Like everybody's like, oh my God, our brain is the coolest machine ever. And it's so this. And I'm like, it's a fucking basic bitch. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we're all programmed with basic bitch mentalities with like the absolute bare minimum. And I'm like, no, 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 I don't want a bare minimum life,
No,
you know?
and that's why I like everyone was pedestaling him, obviously. And he walked into a room and everyone went quiet, and what he wanted, he got. And every event, honestly, he is incredible. But every event, it was this big pedestal. And I feel, I look back now and think, I wish I had more of a voice. And I feel that that's where my voice actually probably got mute because of the bigger characters around me. So as much as it was great, it also shoved me in a box to not speak up when I know I should have spoken up.
Okay, so that's such an interesting thought process too, because it's like this aspect of like it's because like I know you now, and I know, and for anybody listening, I know Remi intimately.
Whoa.
It just sounded so fucking creepy. But like, Remi has been, she's a peer of mine. She's a friend of mine. She's been a client of mine. I fucking adore this woman. Right. And so I know a lot of the challenges and different things that you've had to go through in over the course of the last several years. And so when we look at this, it's like that moment, it was almost like showcasing to you that in the future you were going to have a that bitch moment about your voice.
Yeah, and that's why I feel now, even just saying this, I never really connected the dots. That's why it's such a big moment for me. Even to go on and speak at my own event, because that version of me that got that internship, honestly, I just got bossed around so much. And I generally, if you dare speak up, you're gone. Every career, every single job I've had, if you speak up, use your voice, you're gone. They don't care, you're replaced. And so that's why the events, the speaking, all of that is huge for me.
Oh, it matters so much.
Mhm.
Well, and it's like the decisions that you make in your personal life, the decisions that you make in your friendship circles and your relationships and all of that. It's like, we know this. It's like if you feel like you can't have a voice at work, you are likely not having a voice in your friendship circles and likely not having a voice in your relationships either.
Yeah, so
Because
true.
it all fucking infiltrates everything. And so it's crazy because you know how we all like say entrepreneurship is this like massive fucking spiritual journey, whether you like it or not.
So true.
Like that's this moment because you had to uncover where you were quieting yourself, where you were diluting yourself, and honestly, where you were abandoning your own truth.
Mhm.
And
So
now
much
here
fun,
you
so
are, like
true.
literally fucking speaking on stages, running events, literally
Yeah,
taking the
sometimes I sit and I'm like, is that me? Even my family say to me, I would never have put you as that girl growing up at school. Like when there was talent shows at school, I was not front and center. I was the quiet one in the corner. When I go back to being at school, when I was 7, 8, I was a quiet one. I was the person that just got called stupid a lot, and that was it. And it was just, it's crazy how you are. At the end of the day, this is why this business, I love helping people. I love doing what I do, but the journey it's made me go on and find out like who I really am, I thank it like every single day because I don't think I've ever would have got to this moment if it wasn't for this career.
100%. And there's just something, I don't know what it is, like anybody that's listening that you feel like maybe there's a piece of you you're like unsure of yourself, or there's a piece of you that's like, I don't really know who I am or what I want to do. Man, it's like just choose to run into the vision. I don't care if you're
Yeah.
scared. I don't care if nobody around you is fucking doing it. Just fucking do it because
Yeah.
uncovering who you really want to be
Mm.
versus like who you thought you had to be or what everybody else told you you were, there's no greater gift than you can give yourself, like fully living out loud especially when you let go of the fucking trauma that makes you be these like little fucking versions of yourself,
Yeah,
you know? Like,
honestly, honestly, and I feel I look back now at I adore my friends and family, all of them, but I feel because they haven't gone on this journey, they're living a life based on what was put on them from jobs, schools, everything, and they've never gone on this path almost. So they're acting,
yep,
even people I speak to in the gym, and I sit there and I'm listening to them and I'm thinking, but you don't have to live a life like this. This is not real. You get to actually
totally.
uncover all the shit that you've gone through. It gets to be it gets to be like that.
I fucking love that. This is not real. But that's so true. It's like because that aspect of like when I think of somebody who's that bitch, it's like anything, you know, and you know me, Remi, you know, I love to call people losers and weenies because I just fucking do. I don't know. And so it's like you see a lot of people who are still like stuck in this like loser state of like, oh, well,
Yeah.
this happened to me when I was a kid, and now that's why I have to experience life this way. Or like this
Yeah.
happened, and now it's like you're letting like
Oh,
everything around you define who you get to be. It's like,
yeah.
shut the fuck up, man. That is not like, I don't want to surround myself with people like that. I don't want to be
No.
around a bunch of fucking
And I
victims.
feel like no one's lucky. No one's been born to be successful. And like some of my friends say to me, I just don't have it. And I sit there and I think, you definitely have it. Like anyone could have it. It's just whether you want it. And I feel that is what people don't understand. Anyone can go after it. I wish more people did have their own business because I think that a lot of the war and shit wouldn't be happening because we'd be a lot more in tune with who we are. But people just
Totally.
have to want it and wake up every day and just keep going after something. Like I never forget someone on a call said to me the other month, running your own business is really hard, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, it is. But you've got I'm not here to say it's not hard. It's one of the hardest
Yeah.
things you're ever going to do, but it is so rewarding.
Oh, it's so rewarding. It's so fucking worth it. And so I think even here, let's like backtrack a little bit because you just said something a little bit ago about how like everybody thought you were fucking stupid.
Yeah, there's a Twitter account still out there somewhere in the abyss.
So, okay. So, like, talk to me about how, because I know this, every single person that I'm pulling on this podcast, I genuinely know it doesn't make sense for them to be in the position they're in. Right? Like, based on what society, based on peers, based on teachers, based on authority figures around you, based on who you thought you were when you were young, maybe early, even teens, maybe even like early adulthood. Like, talk to me about how it doesn't make sense for you to be where you're at based on what you thought or who you thought you were.
I feel that when I was growing up, it was the top of the class, the A plus students, all of that is the ones that went on to have their own business. And actually, as much as I knew I wanted it, when I was probably in, I don't know, you say it's something different, you US people, but I don't know, 7, 8, 9, that sort of age, maybe I
Yeah.
didn't think about having my own business. Like, I've watched my brother do it, I've watched my dad do it, watched my mum do it. But I also think that I never thought I would be in this position because I was just an average child at school doing average things. I was great at sports, but that was probably for another problem that I was trying to uncover about wanting external validation. Like, do you know what? And I just think that, yeah, it wasn't normal. And even going through work after I left school, I was still not one of these people that worked their way up to like a top role. I was just me. And so it didn't make any sense. It's just involves so much balls to actually go, I'm going to do something that doesn't exist, that doesn't make any sense, that has no proof. And every day I still do think about the fact that I did that. And I don't know how I did that, but something inside of me just didn't stop every single day.
Yep. Yep. Well, no, like for sure. So it's like that aspect for you. It's like you became that bitch, even though
Mm.
people around you thought you were average. Even though, let's just be real, you thought you were average.
Yeah, I thought I was just out there trying to prove myself.
Oh, that's a fun little tidbit.
It's a little mic
Trying to
drop.
prove yourself. Okay, so like that's such a drastic difference, you guys. Like I want you to hear that, right? Like when Remi lovingly was a weenie. What did we see the other day? There was something you said, and I was like, "Oh yeah, when Remi was a loser or something like that." We were going back
I
and forth
literally
talking.
laughed.
It
I
was
said to you
hilarious.
last night about I just need to stop being such a, I don't know, lazy fat bitch or something. Well, I want to be that.
100%. See, okay, I want you to even hear this, okay? Because this is how that bitch like actually is real with herself. Like when you're having a moment, and according to
Not a
Remi, she's being
moment.
a lazy fat bitch. Like it's literally that conversation of going to your support system, going to yourself, looking yourself square in
Oh
the
my
fucking
God.
eyes and saying, stop being a fucking lazy fat bitch.
And do you know what? It was such a good conversation for anyone listening. It was just this like funk. And this is why I just don't believe that no one has these times. And now today I let me rewind. So then I was just having this funk and I was thinking, oh, I don't know what it is. I just want to watch Netflix. I just want to sleep. I just want to be like chilled. And then I woke up this morning after having Kim basically tell me to like grow the fuck up in a nice way. And I went to the gym this morning. I took a pre-workout. I had the best leg session. I was hip thrusting and I was thinking, lift heavier, go heavier. And in that moment, I thought, you literally just have a voice in your head that can tell you that you can do anything. I've come home, had such a good gym session, which I do think makes such a difference to your mental health.
Totally.
And today I've just smashed through it. And I text you saying like the motivation is back, we're ready to go. And it's just that simple decision that you get to make. And I feel imagine if I didn't make that decision, that funk could have
Literally.
stayed for 6 months.
And that's what the crazy thing to me about this is you know how like people, I know a lot of people poo-poo this. I'm sure I've talked about this at one point in a fucking episode, but like so many people poo-poo the idea of like, oh, she just decided to like get the body she wanted. Oh, she just decided. Don't you love my fucking faces like around this? Like, oh, she just fucking decided that she was going to be a millionaire. Like, bitch, she actually did.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
100%. I asked you last night about your motivation, and you said about just what did you say? Just you decided, and
I just
yeah,
fucking do
it
it.
was the right conversation at the right time, and that's why support is so good.
Well, yeah, and that's like we were talking. Remi transparently asked me last night. She's like, Kim, I fucking come online and it's like I see you. I see what you're doing immediately. Your fucking post comes
Yeah,
up.
I was feeling triggered at one point. I was like, here I am, and all I see is you everywhere, and I'm like, what the fuck, Remi? Get your shit together.
Well, good. See, I'm glad I'm a walking trigger because
Yeah.
truth be told, it's like sometimes like that's what we need is we just need a fucking swift kick in our ass to remind us who the fuck we
100%.
really are and what we can do.
Yeah.
But it's like she asked me, it's like you've literally up leveled all of this shit again. Like, how are you doing it? And it was like, I'm fucking disciplined as shit again. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I know like for people that are in the online space and in the industry, if you're listening to this that we're talking specifically about the coaching industry. But it's like there's a lot of people that have this mentality of like, oh, but I want to be in my soft girl era. And like I want to like be this feminine fucking flowing meh, 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 meh. And what you start to like think in your head is that, oh, I don't have to work anymore and that there's all this space and time in my calendar. Listen, for somebody who has fucking ADHD, space and time in my calendar are a destroyer.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree.
Right? Like it's a destroyer. If you give me 4 hours, because I have an open fucking calendar, and in those 4 hours, it's like, oh, all you have to do is 2 tasks today. They're not getting done.
Yeah, and honestly, the distractions that we do to ourselves, I could need like the sock drawer is then clean, then I'm over here, then I'm cleaning this, then I'm on it's not good for your mind at all.
No. And so for me, it's like I actually do love structure. I do love, I mean, you guys, before what time was it? Before 9 a.m. today, okay? I had already like we have a new puppy and we have a dog, so I'm like on dog duty, taking the dogs out, doing all this stuff, whatever. I do all of that. I've played with my puppy. I've kicked my own ass in the gym. I've showered. I wrote 2 emails. I wrote 2 fucking posts. I prepped for this podcast. I have 2 more pieces of content that I'm going to write after this, and I touched base with people in Telegram. I'm on fucking fire. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like I know that we're going off on a tangent here for a second.
I thought it would be. I think I ruined the actual first conversation. I've gone somewhere else, but
it doesn't matter. I love it anyway. I'm all about it because it's like this aspect of like I think sometimes inside sometimes we see these people who are like, you shouldn't be working. Like, you shouldn't be working hard. You shouldn't be going. You shouldn't have a full calendar. Like, you should actually, I fucking do want that. And but also, I want the flexibility and fluidity to be able, and this is what I was saying to you yesterday, Remi. It's like, I want that ability to say, actually, I'm taking tomorrow off. Actually, I have 0 calls on my calendar today. You know, like, there still is all of that, but when I'm in my get shit done mode, yeah, no, your girl is thing after thing after thing after thing, and she's doing that on purpose. But that's like how that bitch moves, you know? And so the same thing with you, Remi. It's like when I look at all of the different things you've done, how many different times you've spoken on stage now, how many different ways that you've stretched yourself with 3 different events that you've led, how many different times you have literally been like, I need to, you know, like the conversation we have, it's like, I need to disrupt the scroll. I need to disrupt the content. I need to disrupt this. It's like this constant, like, I'm pushing myself to my highest level of capability.
So many times.
Right?
Like, and I look back last year and that was a big year of that. That was such a big year of how much can you stretch yourself. And I look back now and I wouldn't have done it any differently because, I mean, maybe something, but a lot of the parts, it's kind of, I wouldn't have got to that place if I didn't get up every day when it was so hard and keep going and stretch myself and say yes to like coming to America and speaking and say yes to that event and doing a third event. It's just, I do think saying yes is sometimes the best thing you can do when you know it's coming off the back of you, like it's a good place to be because it's stretching your capacity to hold more and grow more.
Yeah.
Because you find so much about yourself in those moments.
Totally. And so like I guess like okay, so when we think about being that bitch and 100% like you've had all these little that bitch moments. We didn't even get to talk about this, but like Remi also was that bitch in a previous corporate-based career when she was sexually harassed. Like talk about that actually for just a hot second. What motherfucker, what douche canoe was talking to you in a way that he shouldn't have been?
I can laugh about it now. No, I mean, pretty much most careers, because it was like corporate world. It was not a lot of females, and it's not just me, it's like a lot of my friends as well who are in the corporate world. And it was someone who was actually the CEO of the company, and he basically said to these women, if you come in with thigh high, like sexy lingerie tights under your skirt tomorrow, basically we'll give you a pay rise or we'll move you up with your career. And what he didn't realize is all of us girls spoke to each other, so he was doing it all separately and we all just knew. And then it happened another job where it was, I don't know what happened. He was definitely married with kids, and he was like, come on, like just don't be so boring, don't be boring, just like come, because it was hotels, come to the hotel with me, blah blah blah. And again, the voice, it was the whole no, and I should have been like, shut the fuck up, but I was so scared to get sacked, and so you had to kind of just keep quiet. And obviously I didn't do anything.
See, but but this is what I love. It's like, you guys, I want to like show you this in real time, because like I say this all the time. It's like we have all these that bitch moments, right? The fact that Remi decided not to go to university, decided to go figure shit out or whatever. And then in the same breath, we have moments where it's almost like we can see the future that bitch moment that's going to have to happen. Because the truth is in that moment, you let yourself get walked over or get walked on.
So I think most jobs I had where I was employed, that happened. I never forget, I went to this interview and they asked me all these questions. It was for a really good company, and I thought I was being quite creative, and they said like, who the fuck do you think you are? Why are you saying that? Why where's that even come from? What a stupid answer. And I should have in that moment stood up for myself, but I just stayed quiet, and they said, you haven't got the job, literally there's a door, see you later. And it ruined me. It absolutely, like that. I never forget that whole entire walk home, what I was wearing. It was raining, like all of it. And it was those moments where I don't even know how I then went and applied for another job and then started to do this thing on my own.
Well, and see, like this is, I love your little giggle at the end, like, but like when I look at this, like that journey of letting yourself get walked on, letting yourself experience this. And now it's like, could you imagine, Remi, now, like, could you literally imagine some fucking douche canoe coming up to you and randomly saying to you, if you were to wear fucking sexy tights underneath your skirt, I'll give you a pay. I like you would turn around and be like, what in the fuck?
Unless he was really hot. No, joking. Not joking. No, 100%. And even if someone said to me, like, what a stupid idea, I would literally say, that's your loss, because this could disrupt your whole industry.
Yes.
I would never have got to that moment, though, unless I put myself in the awkward, hard, so challenging moments in this career where I actually realised going through that mud gets to the clear water to see the success. that is on the other side of it. And that's where everyone who says, oh, it's so hard, like, the best thing you can do is just keep going and keep going, because it's not just about what you get to achieve, it's about who you get to become, like, whilst you're swimming through that mud where nothing is clear.
Totally. I actually, that was beautifully put, beautifully said. And it's like this aspect, it's like, or this concept rather, like the truth is this game is fucking hard. Entrepreneurship is a fucking game. It just is, right? Building a business is a fucking game.
100%.
And if you don't like to be in hard water sometimes, shut the fuck up and get the fuck out.
Yeah,
you know?
you need to get some hard armbands on. Do you have armbands in the US?
Armbands. I fucking love this. You guys, before we started this conversation, before we hit record, Remi literally asked me, she was like, Kim, do you have blankets in the US? And I was like, oh. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, Remi, I've literally stayed at an Airbnb with you in the US that had blankets.
It's the armband. Like, you have to be so ready. And I feel a lot of us kind of push it to the side. I know I still do. When my friends say, I don't know how you're still doing this, and it's incredible. And even yesterday in the gym, someone said that, I'll give it to you that you're still doing this. And I do sometimes still play it off. And I'm like, yeah. And it's sometimes we're so moving all the time that we don't realise that we've gone through so many that bitch moments that we've had to overcome, that we now just see as normal. But to someone over there, they would probably have never even got over the first that bitch hurdle.
Totally. Well, and I think that's this aspect. And it's like, that's the whole point of this podcast, you guys. I want you to see this. It's like, I think a lot of people look at successful people and they look at people who've become that bitch and they're like, oh, it's just easy for her. You know, like we live in a society that, like, this is so not politically correct, but I don't really give a flying fuck. We live in a society that literally like demonizes fucking everybody's success. And it's like, oh, it's because she's a blonde woman. Oh, it's because she's pretty. Oh, it's because she's a female. Oh, it's because she's charismatic. Oh, it's because she's extroverted and I'm introverted. It's because she didn't have the childhood like me. It's because she had parents who loved her. It's because she had people doing that. It's like, shut the fuck up. When I see anybody starting to like go down that path of like literally creating all these justifications and reasons why somebody has something that they want, I immediately go, that's where, lovingly and not really, I'm like, you're a fucking loser. Because it's like, you're so addicted and so attached to it being so impossible, and that it couldn't possibly be that this person worked her ass off.
Honestly, and that's, I wish that I wish I did document the whole thing. I remember there was a time where I was going to bed at 2, 3 a.m. I was up at 6 a.m. I was recording a new course. I remember all my family going to bed, and I was thinking, I want to be going to bed, and I'm still sat here with so much coffee, and I was thinking, this is getting done. There's times when no one signed up. There's times where I generally had to go off like so little sleep. I had to miss out on so much with my friends and family and everything, like weekends where I should have been enjoying it and I wasn't because I was working. And would I have changed it? No, because I wouldn't have got to where I've got to, which people now see. And I feel like that a lot of people aren't willing or don't see how much work goes into it. And I do think that everyone has seasons where you are going to work your absolute arse off. Obviously, you shouldn't do that your whole career, but I don't know one successful person that's not had to go through that busy time of their life.
Well, busy and like the time, I mean, I know it was me. Like there was a season in my whole journey. I've been in the online world, you guys, now since like 2020, okay? And it's like there was a season for sure where it was like like I was a whiny fucking entitled bitch, where it was like,
you're a weenie.
huh?
You were a weenie.
Yeah, I was a total fucking weenie. I was a loser, you know? That's why I'm allowed to call people losers, because I myself was a loser. But like genuinely, there was a season where it was like, oh, my messaging, it's not working. I'm not making fucking sales. And like, oh my God, like it's her brand. Like she figured it out. No, like half of it was because I was, one, being a whiny bitch. Two, I was scared to actually own my shit online and be who I am. And three, I this is such a weird way to say this, but it's like, I wouldn't let myself like soften into myself. Meaning that like I wouldn't let myself come out and just like own my heart's honest to God truth and let myself be publicly seen that way. And now
Mm.
you and I, we've had this
Yeah, I was
conversation.
gonna say.
The deep rooted aspect of that for me was that like this is societal conditioning. It's we some in some way, shape, or form. It's like women were taught that like being a woman, being feminine was weaker
Mm.
than being a man, being strong, being all of these things. And in some way, shape, or form, almost every fucking woman I work with has had this exact thought process. So it's like,
Yeah.
I know how fucking deep this is because I see it in all of us, right? It's like literally this aspect of like, okay, well, if I come across and I share what's on my actual heart, that's weak. And so therefore, I'm not going to let myself do that.
I've struggled. You know how much I've struggled with that. Like, that's been a huge thing.
Yeah. And so it's like that aspect of like opening yourself up and letting yourself be seen this way,
Mm.
and it's like this, I feel like that's where a lot of these thought processes come from, where it's
Mm.
like people just assuming that, oh, well, I don't fit the mold of what this thing is. And so therefore, like I'm weaker, or therefore I'm this thing. And so therefore I can't do that. And I need to push away from it, or I need to lean so heavy into it and be a fucking weenie or whatever it is. Like you don't even realize how much all of this stuff is impacting you. But regardless, it was like my journey. Part of the reason why I wasn't like making the money that I wanted to when I originally started is I literally wasn't letting people in.
I love that. That's so true. And it comes from probably so far back. Parents, careers, jobs, schools, it goes all the way back almost.
Yeah. And then it's like that look in the face. And you know this, Remi. It's like, even with you, I can remember, God, like I literally got to witness, honestly, y'all, when Remi had her blow up season, she had this like blow up moment. Like, I'm not going to lie. I got to witness this bitch in such a profound, like, genuinely, Remi, I want you to know this. I don't think I've ever told you this, but
Oh.
it's like I have moments with each of my clients where I will say, like, that was a highlight of my career. And you're one of those people. Like, this
Aw.
moment was one of those like highlight moments. I could literally cry, you guys. Um, it's like one of those moments where you watch somebody completely step into this. This is so fucking cringy and corny, but it's like you literally watched her come out of her fucking cocoon and be this butterfly.
Yeah, 100. And do you know what? It was generally when people say it happened overnight. I feel like it did, and I never forget. You're gonna laugh. I never forget. I couldn't wait to see you in person to like share this victory, and I was waiting for you to get to Ibiza, and I was talking to someone, and you walked in. Do you remember? And you went, "Get over here, bitch," or something like that. Or what did you say? No, you didn't. I know what you actually said, but I don't know if I'm allowed to even say it on it.
Yes, of course you're allowed to say
I
whatever the
think
hell
you.
you
I,
want to say.
I think you called me like. I don't, did you call me like a cunt or something?
Oh my God. I literally love that she just spelled the word cunt when literally we are nonstop in back and forth. Like, oh my God, that bitch is a cunt. Or like, you're being cunty right now. Like, we
Do
joke
you
about
remember you
this.
got in and I just remember giving you a hug and I was like, it was such a special moment because we've gone through so much together and like this
Yes.
evolution and then it all came to life and then I had changed, everything changed. My life generally did blow up and then we were in person together celebrating it as you call me a
Yes.
cunt.
As I call you a cunt. Quite literally. Yeah, I'll never forget that, man. But like it is this aspect where I look at this and it's like, being able to witness somebody's journey like this, but like
Mm.
seeing you specifically, where it's, I knew your background, I knew your story, I knew how much you had to navigate, how hard certain
Yeah.
moments were, how hard it was for years for you to then
Mm.
getting to see the person on center fucking stage. But again, it's like I want you guys to hear this that are listening. She rode the waves of the hardship,
Oh my God.
knowing that it was going to be fucking challenging. She was going to feel like she was barely fucking floating by, like she was barely getting by. Like, of course, that's a part of this entire journey, but it's like that bitch chooses the hard anyway.
Oh, and they don't shame themselves when they're in those times. And I say that and I still do it. So, but I also feel I look back and you can't almost shame yourself for being in that hard time. And you have to hold on to the hope that you are going to make it. Like every investment I made that made 0 sense, every time I did something that made 0 sense, even when I ran that first event, which London had never really seen an event like that, made 0 sense. All of it made zero
I
sense.
just
It's just this feeling.
I'm literally sitting here when you just said that. I was like, ooh, she is such a fiery bitch. When you just said London had never seen an event like that, like even the
Yeah.
audacity that you have to say something like that, but it's real. It's
Yeah,
true.
I feel like it generally, like I know there's events in London for females, but I think that there was nothing like that. And I generally can say, Hannah, and this is when you believe so much in something, you can say it with confidence. It set the it set the whole, what's the word?
Trendsetter.
Yeah, we'll go with that. It set the whole trend for every other event in London. And I feel like
Oh, it set a
every
standard. It set a standard.
yeah, that one. But everyone now compares their event to Disrupt 1.0, and generally, who did I think I was to do that? But I just had this belief that it was always going to work.
Oh my God, yeah. And I like Remi knows this. There's like leading up to this big event. You guys, again, she had never done an event before. It was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. But like that bitch figures it out in the fucking moment. If that bitch has a vision, she has a desire, there's something she wants to do, she figures it the fuck out.
Wow.
End of story.
And that's
Right?
it. And there was people come in that I pedestaled my entire career, and then they were coming to my event, and then I was like, oh my God, the tickets are selling out. And again, you don't have your shit together. No one has their shit together in a moment like that. I didn't. And I feel like you just turn up, and that's where something else takes over, and you just go and do your best. And before you know it, then everyone wants to hire you to run their events. And that's, I feel like, how success is created.
100%. It's created in created in messy momentum.
Yeah, when you're ballsy enough to actually go after something that made no sense and no one's done before.
Yeah. And then it's like watching you leading up to that event. Like I literally, oh my God, I was so fucking jealous, y'all. Literally across the pond, I'm over here and they're all getting together. And I'm like, there's nothing more that I fucking want than being at Remi's event right now. But luckily, I had so many fucking spies that were at the event that day. And yeah. And everybody was sending like all of these pictures. I was like crying the entire fucking day because it was like, she made it. She did the damn thing. This is that moment for her. This is a huge that bitch moment for her. But leading up to that, like just the honesty, the heart, the truth that you were displaying for
God.
everybody to see in real time. I say this all the time. She made a video, a content piece that literally lives rent free in my head. I literally cannot get this fucking video out of my head. That's how fucking disruptive this bitch is. But it's like she literally showcased that it was hard, that there were sleepless nights, that you were literally, remember, hair in fucking front of your face.
I don't know how I actually made it to that day. And I honestly, I do so, I I'm laughing at myself. So many mistakes I would never have done again. But you have to go through that. You wouldn't know those mistakes unless you go through it. And I feel like that's why this coaching industry sometimes, as much as I love it, you're almost looking for this perfect puzzle piece. And it doesn't exist. Like you have to go through these hard times, understand that you're all learning lessons, and then at the other end of it, you'll set the trend, you'll teach yourself so many lessons, all eyes will be on you, and before you know it, people can't stop hiring you because you're ballsy enough to go after the one thing that they wasn't.
Oh yeah. I say this all the time. I literally think my biggest moneymaker is just my fucking audacity.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It's like the mere fact that my ovaries, I've got big old ovaries that I'm willing to fucking put on the table.
She wraps them in a bow.
Yeah, literally. Perfect little bow. Yeah, no. And it's like, I genuinely believe it's like the more audacity that you have to claim who you really are, to own that shit, that's one thing, right?
100%.
The more audacity that you have to actually choose the thing that's on your heart, like, why? So many people will be like, I want to do the event, or I want to start the business, or I want to go back to school, or I want to insert whatever the fucking desire is. And they put it on this like to-do list that's like on a calendar that actually is never going to get fucking done. But it's like one day. No, that bitch fucking says, I fucking matter. My vision fucking matters. The desire that I have fucking matters. And I'm going to run into it at a speed that most fucking people won't. You want to get what you want? fucking do that.
And honestly,
Right?
that is where I look. For the first 3 years of my business, I didn't do that. And I was like, oh, I'll do it. I'll put it on I'll put it on the whiteboard and then I'll come back to it. And then a year went past, 2 years. And that's where I look back now and I can see why that spike was where it was, because I just moved. I literally just moved and went so fast when I had no proof. And I actually feel it's in those moments that you learn, honestly, so much. And it's, if you can have an idea and it lands in your head, it is supposed to be for you. And then when you move on that quickly and you work it out as you go, before you know, it's like the shoots. I remember I said this to Susie the other day when I went on her shoot. I was so new to that. I YouTubed so much the night before. I was so new to it. It was so scary. And now I'm like so much more confident on the shoots. But if I said no to her, I wouldn't have been where I am. And it's the same as anything.
Yeah, like literally, you guys. Okay, we didn't even talk about this. Talk about that bitch. One of the highlights of your career, that bitch. Remi's creative direction literally lives on a billboard right now. Actually, 2 billboards, right?
But even that, yeah, 2 billboards, Canada and Hollywood.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, you guys. Like, do you hear that? Like, her creative direction, what she just said was that she was YouTubing the night before on one of her first photo shoots. Like, literally, I love this. Like, this is such a great fucking story, dude. Like, literally YouTubing the night before how the fuck to do this. And now she's fucking famous.
Like, do you know what? Do you know what I was, because everyone, I don't know, I feel like everyone knows Susie. You know Susie. Susie is particular. And she likes what she likes, dear Susie. And she wanted, we wanted smoke, we wanted projections, we wanted so many special effects. And I am not a special effects like lighting person. But when she asked, I said, yeah, we can do that. I do this all the time. I would never say we can't do that. And then so this is why I love Crystal, because I feel like Crystal's the same person. And this is why that night, the week before that, I was Googling it, writing notes, finding anyone who is a lighting technician, ringing them up, finding out, like, how do we do this thing? Buying a smoke machine, buying this, buying that. And then on the day, stayed calm, acted like I knew how to create all this smoke. And actually the shots look amazing. They look good. But it's those moments. A lot of people would have said, sorry, we can't, and we've got to do a basic shoot. And same as Selene. Like, when Selene came to me, I could have said, no, this is scary, you're too far ahead, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's those moments. When Crystal asked me to speak, I had the moment of, can I do that? And in that moment, you've just got to choose yes. And you've just got to figure it out. Go and learn. Go and take a course. Go and learn how to do it. It's not hard.
That's it. That's fucking it. That's exactly it. It's like, that's that aspect of like, stop telling yourself essentially that you're not ready. Stop telling yourself that you don't know enough. Like, literally, and honestly, that's an even epic, grander lesson here, because the reality is like what she just said. It's like, you can learn anything. Yeah. Fucking everything is like free 99. Are you kidding? Get on YouTube. Go learn whatever the skill is that you want to learn. Yeah. Get on fucking ChatGPT. That bitch will tell you exactly what the fuck needs to get done, you know?
What I mean. And that's why everyone can elevate what they're doing so much more, because I feel like, let's say for me, obviously I knew how to do the shoot, knew how to do this, knew how to do that, but to take it to this next level and become known for this disruptive brand, it had to involve me doing something else, which then had to make me think bigger and think more creative. And if I didn't know how to do that, I could have stayed over here and just been like a normal brand strategist person. But then because I learned that skill, tested that skill, ran with it, and now it's created what it has created. And I feel like that's where people are too scared to do the unknown and just stay in this comfortable position. But then they'll just get comfortable results and wonder why they're getting that sort of level of success.
Well, yeah. And it's like, I don't know about you, Remi, but it's like, I am a big believer in reincarnation. Energy never fucking dies. I've been on this planet a million fucking times, guaranteed. Like, I can guarantee that bullshit, you know?
No, you definitely used to live in the UK.
That's why I'm so good with my British accent. Although Susie will be on the podcast. I believe she's our next guest. So everybody that when we're mentioning some of these people, you will get to know them. I promise. Susie tells me I have a terrible British accent and not to quit my day job. But anywho, I believe in reincarnation, and that it's like this aspect of every single time we come here, we only have this one life in this one body. Sure, I've been here before and I've experienced something else. You've been here before, you've experienced something else. But we're only here this one time as Kim Arneson, as Remi Gutteridge. We're only here this one time. what the fuck are you waiting for? Like, how much more do you need to see that it's like you can either live the basic bitch life that most people do, you can follow the fucking status quo, you can be this person, or you can give a fuck about what it is you really want and go fucking live it.
And like that's what I feel was holding me during all those hard seasons was when I was 95. Hopefully I'll live to that time. And I look back, what story do I want to tell? Because then you've got like time is not on your side then. You've got days left. And I feel like it's that sometimes I know it sounds a little bit weird, but if you drop down dead in the next 5 years, what story do you want to tell people? Because then you don't have time left. I think we all think we've got so much time and we don't. And I just think that it's that messy action where you just put one foot in front of the other every single day that gets to be that most incredible story when you're 95 and you get to like tell everyone what you created and how many lives you changed.
100%. Yes. Oh my God, Remi, this has been such a fucking delicious conversation. I literally could talk to my people like all day long. I could sit here for another 3 hours with you. But just because, you know, we're both busy bitches because we're that bitch. I want to go ahead and end this episode with what I call that bitch files. So we end every single episode and I just kind of rapid fire a couple questions. It's only 4 questions and like whatever comes to your mind. It doesn't fucking matter. Don't think about this shit too much. Like genuinely, I would just want to hear what you have to say. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay. So, question number 1. What is one belief that you had to delete to become her, to become that bitch?
That you don't know enough.
Mm.
Do you want me to expand on that?
Yeah, I do.
I always thought I don't know enough, and that's why I need to keep playing small and believing that when I do know enough, then I will be successful enough. And it was just such a shitty belief that I did know enough the whole time. I just chose to not see it. And then when I ran with it and trusted it and almost played with it and had fun with it, is when Disrupt was born.
You know what I love about that? I interviewed a couple of episodes ago, you know who this is, Anna Rogers. We all love Anna, of course. And I remember because that question, she said it was that she wasn't smart enough, which I feel like is exactly the same aspect. Yeah. And I just want to show you guys as you're listening, do you see like that's a common belief that people have? They just chose to not believe it anymore.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, 100%. And it gets to be that easy that I think that's people's excuses of like trying to know more and learn more. And yeah, we can always do that. And there's a time and a place for that. But just move.
Just fucking move. Stop being an excuse city Evelyn. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Question number 2. What is either one boundary or one standard that you had to put in place that made you money?
Oh, such a good question. Oh, I've got it. To not be such a people pleaser.
Tell me more. Yeah.
I'm still working on this, but I was the number one people pleaser. I didn't want to disappoint anyone. Like, I thought being loved and like being validated meant love, all of this shit that goes on. And so that filtered into everything. And I had to just make sure every client was supported, every team member, and every time someone did fuck up I couldn't say no, and it was just awful. So it's that skill that I've had to massively improve on to actually then step into more of a CEO role so that I can be respected more.
What's so funny about that is like, you know, pretty much every client that I've worked with is everybody's a recovering people pleaser. Now, I predominantly only work with women. I don't actually think that most men are people pleasers. I don't think they fucking think about being a people pleaser at all the way that women do. It's like you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to offend anybody. You don't want anybody to feel whatever. And it's all this like kind of like what the industry has coined as good girl conditioning. It's like, go be the good girl, right? And I get that. Like, I can still be a nice girl but I'm not a fucking good girl.
No,
Do you know what I
it
mean?
doesn't get you anywhere, and I just think that's when people walk over you. Every time I still see it today. Every time I do something design-wise and I give it to a client, their number one, if they've got feedback, which pretty much everyone does, they always start the email with, "I'm so sorry to say this. I don't want to give you feedback. I don't want you to think bad of me." And I say I've had this for like 10 years. I'm used to being pushed with design work. It's just how it
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah.
it's you hold much better boundaries and a better company where people respect you more when you're not worried so much about upsetting everyone around you.
100%. 100%. Okay, so question number 3. What is one rule that you would actually teach your younger self, or what is one thing that you wish that your younger self knew then that you know now?
Oh, that makes me really sad. I don't know
I
why.
know. I
That's such a
know.
good question. That you being the most expressed version of yourself is going to be the version that, one, everyone needs, two, makes you the most money, and three, gives you the most happiness.
Mm.
Because there was
I
always just me, just not being expressed, just being 30% of or 50% of Remi, hiding herself, like never wanting to speak up, never wanting to be who she actually wanted to be. And if only she knew that if she actually really went for it and expressed herself and just became 100% her, she would feel so at peace and so happy with herself.
You know what's crazy about that? And I know you've heard me say this, but it's like I really fundamentally think I think that we've been fed a lie in society that it's like we're all scared of failure. We're
Mm,
scared to be seen in our failures. We're scared to be seen in like not achieving the goal and like whatever. And like none of that's true because like one, most people are fucking failures.
yeah, 100%.
And
If you don't
so
fail, I don't know what you're doing.
yeah, well, so and it's like literally like we're used to that.
Yeah.
It's partially why we like love an underdog story. The underdog story of it being like we love somebody who went through hardships. We love somebody who
Mm,
failed, right? But what we don't fucking love oftentimes is like seeing a person who's just like super fucking in her power. That's actually
yeah.
our biggest fear is seeing somebody who just owns their shit. And so you saying that like, "Oh, well, I can't be expressed or I didn't want to be expressed because da 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 da." It's like that's the fear of like, "Oh my god, there if I'm fully me, it's going to be too much."
Yeah, and actually though, that's what people want most is someone that's fully expressed. That's what I help my clients try to achieve the most is fully being expressed on a shoot so that the photos and videos come out absolutely incredible. It's I feel what we always all of us desire to be that bitch where who is like fully expressed, doesn't give a fuck, just is themselves. They're not a bitch, they're just so like
Yep.
magnetic. But why do we all fear it the most when we know that that is the number one thing to be successful?
Yeah. What I'm here to say, it's like you guys, like I'm like the epitome of that bitch. It's not scary. I, in
Mm.
fact, love being that bitch. I, in fact, love that I get to pull people on who are that bitch too, and that we get to celebrate ourselves and that we get to see each other and meet each other where we're at. Like, I love the people that I've attracted into my life. I have like a network of, I don't even know how to describe it because this isn't friendships. This isn't fucking family. This is just something so much deeper and so much like, girl, I
It's like
fucking see
soul
you.
level.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite crazy. It's actually wild. You never think that when I first met you for the first time, we'd just met. And I feel like that with like when I see all of your clients with you or just people in this industry, it's like we've definitely all met before in another life.
100%. We're all like secretly soul fucking sisters. We're related in some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. I have no idea, but
Mm.
it is that aspect. Like for you, it's like if you would have been expressed all along, you would have gotten to where you wanted to go so much faster, right?
100%, 100%. And that's what I just yeah, like honestly, 100%. And I still think everyone's learning through that. And I feel that's why your brand is so powerful because people are witnessing you do it and it's like a mirror.
Yeah,
But yeah, 100%. And the conditioning that lives in our head rent
it's
free
fucking bullshit.
sometimes needs to be ignored
Yes, literally. Not sometimes, all the fucking time.
all the time.
Okay, so last and final question, Remy. I want you to just finish the sentence. How do you know? It's essentially this aspect of like, how do you know you're that bitch, right? So the sentence is, you know you're that bitch when
I'm going through the hardest times and I still get up every single day to serve my clients and build my brand and make a better life for myself.
Mm. Yeah, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
No, I feel like it's who you really are when shit hits the fan and you don't really know what's going on and you have to, it's those moments where you get up that makes you who you are and it makes you that bitch.
Yes, absolutely.
Gives you a story to tell.
Absolutely. Fucking A. Yes, Remi. Oh my God, Remi, this has been an absolute pleasure and an absolute joy. Thank you so much for coming on the That Bitch podcast. For everybody that's listening who is like, wait a minute, this bitch has work on fucking billboards. I need her disruptive mindset in my brand, in my business. Where can people find you?
On Instagram, just Remi Gutteridge on Instagram.
Amazing.
And we'll have a conversation there.
Fantastic. You guys, I will go ahead and link her account in the show notes so you can directly go and follow Remi. I highly encourage it. She's literally, as you've heard, she's so transparent. She's so honest. She's so real. And honestly, she's a fucking powerful bitch. And that's what we need to surround ourselves with. We need to surround ourselves with other powerful women. So again, Remi, thank you so much for coming on today. And we will be back next week, you guys, with another episode of the That Bitch podcast. And we hope that you guys have a beautiful week as well. We'll see you guys. Talk soon.